quirky way of scoring. It's round by round, and unless there's a knockdown, it's just 1 point per round. Yeah. And you go fighter A1, but when you break it down round by round, you go, I guess it was 6-6.
You nothing but the best. Everybody believes you're a rising star. Hope it proves true. And thus far, you're doing your thing. Congratulations to you.
People maybe don't. How good is Shakur Stevenson in your opinion?
He's not good, he's great. And I think tomorrow the world will take notice. There's a reason why certain fighters didn't want to take the chance to step in the ring with this fighter.
Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman praised Shakur's speed and rhythm, saying he looked sharp, composed, and completely outclassed Teofimo.
Come on, man.
Start that. Two different body types. One to me is a better puncher.
True, yes.
Shakur can punch way better to the body than Lomo can.
Loma has
totally
more
different
power
type of
at
animal.
his weight than Shakur has had so
That's
far.
for sure. And
at his weight. No, I agree with this. Shakur is longer than Loma and naturally bigger, but you can't say Shakur's ahead of Loma. He has not proven that yet. Maybe he will be, but man, that's a lot. Very few fighters.
He's a great.
Yeah,
but what's your favorite fighter, Shady?
Bro,
and still he's telling you.
And Shady also loves Teo. Shady's a big Teo.
That's why one thing about your boy, I keep it 1,000. I don't have no favorites.
Max Kellerman said the result wasn't surprising, noting Teofimo previously lost Kambosos, who isn't nearly as skilled as Shakur Stevenson.
Even in the loss that he had against Kambosos, where he had a puncture, like he had some medical condition in his esophagus that was dangerous actually, and it looked like an off night. By the way, George Kambosos doesn't like when I say this, and I apologize. I understand it feels unfair to you.
After the loss and fighting with an injured, Teofimo admitted his game plan failed, said the better man won, and showed respect with grace.
Your thoughts on tonight?
Just grateful to be here, man. That's all.
You put on a performance tonight and unfortunately came up short, but what was it that surprised you about Shakur Stevenson?
Nothing at all, man. Just didn't come with the right plan. That's all. Better man won tonight. Good fan.
Do you feel like you'd like to run it back at some point with Shakur? I know you're someone that always wants to event like that time Kambosos beat you. You want to do it straight away, right?
We'll see what happens next, man. I'm going to let my team do.
Ryan Garcia posted on X that Teofimo had a poor game plan, pointing out tactical mistakes that allowed Shakur Stevenson to dominate with ease. Terrence Crawford also praised Shakur, saying he isn't just good, but truly great the best, and now everyone will finally recognize his dominance.
A lot of people started saying, oh, he's a runner, he's this, he's that. Just to detour people from being excited to see him fight because he's not knocking people out and all that crazy stuff, but they would see why people really don't want to get in the ring with him come tomorrow.
I know you've shared the ring with him, sparring plenty of times. What makes Shakur Stevenson great? What makes him different? What makes him, I don't want to say an ilk of yourself, but in the same kind of era, the Bud Crawford era, he's got a Shakur Stevenson era coming through.
Everything. The offense, the defense, the poise, the rhythm, the distance, the timing, the punch placement, the react time. Like, I can go on and on. You know, the toughness, the grit, the grind. Like, he's amazing, you know. And tomorrow,
Wade Pellman said Shakur Stevenson might be the best boxer in the world right now after dominating Teofimo Lopez and making it look easy. With the win, Shakur proved his greatness. Andre Ward reacted live, calling Shakur great and saying he will keep proving it.
Leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance
He
tonight?
did what he had to do, man. You know, there's always room for improvement. You know, I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man. You know, you also got to trust what he's seeing in there. You know, we on the outside, you know. But I think he put on a tremendous performance, and obviously, you know, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better, you know.
What did you see from the outside that he might?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, like I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that. He could have touched on, but again, he's in there, you know. So he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not, so you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to. So it's just the distance and range that Shakur has just perfected throughout the years, and then making him pay when he does that discourages him to not want to punch anymore. And I think he was out of answers.
He said Shakur is among the world's top 4 fighters and will keep showing his dominance.
He didn't really have any answers. When Teo starts doing little certain things with his hands and starts playing the clown game, he out of answers. He's down to just one shot. So Shakur just stayed focused, stayed locked in. And, you know, was at 4 divisions now, 26, 30, 35, 40.
How good is Shakur? I interviewed Terence Crawford
We
and he
don't
said
know.
he could be the
We
greatest
don't
of all
know.
time.
We don't know. He's not done yet. He's not done yet. He's a great for sure. How great, we're gonna see. He got a lot. He can box his own.
Lennox Lewis reacted to Shakur Stevenson's dominance over Teofimo Lopez, saying it's hard to counter such a great mover and that Shakur's control was expected.
Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. It's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. He wanted him to do better, but, this is...
Keyshawn Davis said the performance was no surprise, adding he knew Shakur would showcase his skill and clear dominance.
Took it out.
Nah, I wasn't surprised. The ref kept saying, show me something, Jermaine, show me something. And one time, Jermaine was like, all right, He's like, for real. So I wasn't surprised at all. And plus, his eye was shut and bleeding. Like, it was time to stop.
Eddie Hearn said he expected Shakur to win, but not so impressively, praising how he exceeded expectations with brilliant dominance, elite skill speed, and a complete performance.
Just be too good.
Yeah.
Like he didn't really have to
Listen, I was fully confident he'd win the fight. I didn't think he'd win it as widely as that. I thought, look, Teo's a great fighter. He made him look average in there. And that's because Shakur is so good. His IQ is so good. His footwork is so good. I actually think he could have stopped Teo if he would have pushed on the gas a little bit, but didn't need to. It was so easy. He's a 4-division world champion at 28 years of age. Phenomenal.
What was his excellency saying ringside watching it?
Just that he's so good, and I think sometimes people think that Teo can do a little bit more, but like every time he tried to, he was just getting countered, peppered, and it was phenomenal to watch.
Conor Benn always managed to come away.
Started on a few people tonight, yeah.
Shakur Stevenson, so I just spoke to him there. He said his style's boring. He said if you like boxing, he gets it. But other than that, it's easy work for him. That fight realistic?
Yeah, why not? Look, for me, I still dream of Conor Benn winning.
Zach Schumacher said that while people can criticize a performance, they can't question the heart. He stressed that boxing needs fighters like Teofimo willing to give everything, take risks, and deliver the kind of fight fans want. Schumacher praised Teofimo's courage and determination, saying that putting it all on the line earns respect regardless of the result. Reacting live, Teddy Atlas expressed disappointment with Teofimo's showing so far, calling it tied up and not good enough. Atlas said that with all the pre-fight talk and the antics surrounding his father, Teofimo needed to show much more. While noting there were still many rounds left, Atlas felt the opening was underwhelming. He also pointed out a minor headbutt likely caused by Teofimo rushing in head first and becoming too top-heavy. Atlas added that while some judges favor aggression, it must be effective, not reckless.
But what you said, some people said 2-2. I understand. I think it's a shutout. Shakur won this round so far, but a little headbutt there, I guess. A warning from the ref. And that's probably the fault of Teo, to be honest. He's rushing in head heavy, top heavy. But some judges like the aggressor more than the tactician. But for me, it's got to be effective aggression. It can't just be aggression. And a little bit better close to the round by Lopez. That was
it was. He went to the body better. He had a little success with the right hand to the body.
Teddy Atlas praised Shakur's technical dominance, noting how he controlled distance, landed body shots, and used his right hand effectively. He mentioned Teofimo's father urges him to attack, but Teddy hoped for smarter strategy, which Teofimo now needs. Discussing scoring, Atlas said Teofimo might have been slightly better in the second half, but still trails overall. He stressed Shakur's jab is key. Both fighters know its value, but Shakur, a master, keeps control. Ultimately, Atlas said Teofimo must build on small gains, and counter Shakur's precision to stay competitive. Without that, Shakur's dominance remains clear, leaving Teofimo with a steep challenge.
Crawford, the great Terence Crawford, and I think they were making fun, to be honest. I think they were chiding Lopez and his father. I think they were chiding Lopez and his father a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk before this fight and some nasty stuff said on both sides. But you'd like to think after the fight that they gain some respect and put that to bed. Terence Crawford doesn't lose, huh?
No.
Claressa Shields expressed immense pride in Shakur Stevenson, praising his dominant performance over Teofimo Lopez. She said Shakur didn't just win, he outclassed Teofimo, proving why he's among the world's best. Shields highlighted his precision, speed, and tactical brilliance, noting how effortlessly he controlled the fight and dictated the pace from start to finish. She emphasized that performances like this cement Shakur's place among the elite, ranking him firmly in the top 4 of his division. Shields admired how Shakur blends defensive mastery with sharp offense, making every move count while staying composed under pressure. Even when Teofimo tried to adjust Shakur's skill, timing and ring intelligence made him untouchable. For Shields, this fight clearly demonstrates Shakur's talent, heart, and status as one of boxing's very best today.
Boxing. and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stopping. I can't ask for nothing else.
What would you think about, obviously, Teo's eye? He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
Or he won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion. I'm so.
Paulie Molinági called Shakur Stevenson's performance a masterclass beyond epic, saying it exceeded even his high expectations. He added that while he expected Shakur could dominate on a great night, this was next level. Malik Nagy praised Shakur's technical brilliance, noting that despite everything Teofimo tried, Shakur's style, movement, and defensive mastery were simply incredible.
A freaking masterclass beyond epic proportions. I thought Shakur might do something like this, but even this exceeded my expectations. You know, I thought it may be, if Shakur had a really good night, make it look easy and win 9-3, 10-2. This was 12-0, 11-1, and I mean, it was next level type stuff. The Teo was trying everything. The various wrinkles to Shakur's style are unbelievable. I mean, I know people like to say he runs. That's because they don't understand what they're watching. I rarely, in my mind, have I ever seen Shakur literally run. Is he defensive? Yes, because he doesn't open up into crazy offensive routines. Okay, yes, so that makes him defensive, but he never really runs. So he's a master of position. I'm always trying to talk about and explain to people that being a master of position is so important, you know, not breaking your position. And what I mean by that is when you make a defensive...
Malik Nagy explained that critics who say Shakur runs don't understand boxing, clarifying that Shakur isn't running, he's defensive controlled and a master of positioning. Every defensive move keeps him balanced and ready to counter, leaving opponents unsure and unable to attack aggressively. He emphasized that true defensive mastery lets a fighter stay effective without compromising position, unlike less skilled fighters who end up running or contorting themselves. Malik Nagy compared Shakur to Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, noting Crawford was slightly more offensive, but mastery of position is key at the elite level. He highlighted Shakur's southpaw jab as snappy, sharp, versatile, and very hard to counter. Overall, he called Shakur a next-level defensive specialist and brilliant tactical fighter who
is great. Doesn't necessarily mean you punch every time you make a defensive move, but every defensive move you make leaves you balanced enough and in a position enough to be able to punch if you want to, if you have the option to punch. And your opponent sees that, and that's why your opponent doesn't attack as aggressively, because sometimes they do get countered, sometimes they don't. You keep them guessing, but your position is always a position that you can punch off of. When guys aren't great at position, even when they make guys miss or whatever, they'll wind up in contorted position situations where they are not were not able to punch. That's not a really great defensive fighter. And a lot of times they wind up running and going to flight and so on and so forth. That leads to those kind of lapses where pressure fighters end up getting to guys. But even if you're not a huge puncher, if you're a master of position, you're always going to have the edge. It's just how much of a master are you going to be. Shakur is a next level master of position. He's a defensive specialist. I think
Shakur Stevenson dominated Teofimo Lopez, displaying precision timing and exceptional ring IQ. From the start, his sharp, accurate jab controlled distance and set up combinations, preventing Lopez from mounting serious offense. Lopez tried to pressure early, but his low lead hand and overcommitting left him exposed to Stevenson's stiff, snapping jab.
Combinations. Wasn't the most entertaining fight because it was really a slow-paced type of a fight. Pop shotting, kind of in Shakur Stevenson's pace. And Teofimo Lopez needed to do something different in this fight. He needed to get, Shakur out of his character. He needed to push the pace, which he did in round one, but wasn't successful. He was jumping into his punch. His lead hand was down, and he was getting clipped with every stiff jab possible. I mean, Shakur Stevenson definitely got one of the best jabs in boxing. I've been saying this for a while now, and it's really due to the snap of the punch and the relaxation. He's so relaxed in the pocket. He's so relaxed.
The fight's tempo favored Stevenson, who controlled the pace with relaxed, fluid movement, never forcing exchanges, while maintaining excellent defensive positioning. His timing was flawless, allowing effortless counters and neutralizing Lopez's aggression. Though not nonstop action, the bout showcased Stevenson's technical brilliance, proving why his jab is among boxing's best. Lopez had brief moments in the opening round, but Stevenson's command of range and rhythm made his dominance clear from start to finish. His performance was a masterclass demonstrating elite skill and strategic intelligence.
To Teofimo Lopez, he tried his best. Shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting on the fight. But this was definitely a masterclass. If anything, Teofimo Lopez might have won one round out of this whole fight. But Shakur, just a masterclass. Now, he calls out Conor Benn. Conor Benn comes into the ring, says, "You too small." But also, Shakur Stevenson says he wants that rehydration clause, the same rehydration clause you put Chris Eubank through. So, I don't know if this fight's going to happen due to the fact that, I don't know if, Conor Benn is really willing to do that, knowing that, Conor Benn is number one in the WBC looking for...
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.